Hello and welcome everybody to part 2 of the dashboard and clock series on classic MG Midget D.I.Y. Today we're going to redo these clocks and spray them up and clean them up a bit. I did originally spray these black before a couple of days ago, and I've actually realised, to be honest, I quite like the silver because it will look nice and it look, obviously this looks a lot better like that, doesn't it, really, to be honest. I've done the water pump, that's all been sprayed and all tied up for the screen wash. So I want to do the same with the backs of the clocks. So obviously, right, with the dashboard stage, what we've got so far, I've managed to get this bolt off the actual dash now. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the little knob on the end, as the little screw at the top is kind of gone, so I might have to drill that one out. But if you're wondering how this comes apart on the dashboard on an MG Midget 1500, this is off. The little brass clip, as you can see there, if you pull that away from the power and the cable, so it's like a little sensor almost, and you get a pair of pliers and actually pull on that and then turn it with a pair of pliers, the thread comes off a lot easier. There's a little bolt on there as well, which you probably could actually get off, and obviously the little chrome piece that sits at the front fascia, that acts as a locking nut bolt, so locking nut. But I found it easier unscrewing this off, getting up towards the flat end of the piece until I could no longer get it off anymore, and then if you unscrew the the chrome locking thing on there, it should just come off. So if you're spending hours and hours on it, like me, how it comes off. I know it was just bolt and a screw, but you know, at this age you don't know how they come off, and if you don't want to risk breaking them. So what I did was I used a pair of small pliers. So what I used was a pair of pliers, and then you just turn it like that, and so if off and off, you come off the thread. Anyway, we'll come back to this dashboard shortly. Just leave it there. Right, the clocks. Now, I had a bit of overspray on these clocks because of the drying time, and obviously you can see it crackling through, so that's probably not a good finish, so that's why I want to do it all over again. So, because the temperature was absolutely freezing cold and there was quite a thick layer of paint on there as well, so it didn't actually finish up very well. The inside actually looked good, but it's the outside that's like starting to crack a little bit because of the temperature. So we'll try again, and hopefully we won't use this stuff because I've actually been originally using that for spraying it up, and the primer in a little spray can, and then we'll move on to the grey primer when we come to spraying the dashboard. So because it's a bigger piece, and to be honest, you're only doing little small bits, probably a small can is best than setting up a whole air compressor and spray gun up and cleaning it up after. So we'll be using that on the dashboard, the grey primer in the tin, but for the clocks and little small PCs we'll be using the grey primer in the spray can, which is about 7-8 quid for most local shops. So we'll finish off grinding this away and we'll cue the time lapse, because I don't think you want to see me doing it in slow motion. It'll probably take a couple of hours, so I'll speed up the process in time lapses. So we'll start this now and we'll cue the time lapse. Right, so here we go. We've got this on here. So as you can see, it's all shiny and everything, so that's down to sheet metal. I won't actually do the inside of it because I think that will actually ruin the actual fitting as well. So to be honest, the inside that I sprayed up and done is actually quite good. Probably just do this front bit now. So we'll just cue the time lapse again. And there we go, we've got the front of it now. Like I say, this doesn't take too. This is very good actually. It's actually, I'll just go through the equipment that I'm actually using. It's the belt sander Evolution. It's the best thing you can ever have, so I highly recommend these if you're stripping down any paint off or rust or anything. So I do recommend these. The only thing is though, is the belts come quite pricey and they do wear out after a bit, but you can do things like that in a couple of seconds, and you know, and it gets it all off, all smooth, doesn't uneven it like, you know, on an angle grinder. I can't remember the actual disc type. It takes off all the paint. So yeah, it looks a lot good now. We'll just tidy up round the corners on the circles of this. So we'll start that. So there we go. That's our clock for the Rev Counter. So obviously we've done the brackets in silver for the fuel and the oil sensor on the clocks. So that's finished really well, and they'll look nice on the back. I know you probably won't see them in an MG Midget, but it's good quality paint silver, and that's what the silver I've been using, obviously in the spray can, because I could use it in the tin on a spray gun and so forth, but because I'm only doing little bits and bobs in between stages, obviously it's easier with a spray can and it keeps better. So, and it also saves time cleaning up, like I said. So, right, we'll now prime this and we'll see on that bit now. Right, we'll leave this to set now. That'll be dry in a couple of minutes, and we'll start on this dashboard. I'll just show you before I actually go into the time lapse how quick it actually goes into the metal off even on with paint, rust or anything. So we'll just show you on this first without any time lapse or speeding up of this video within this couple of seconds. So obviously we also are forgetting one thing: protection. So we'll just pause it there. The thing you need in this video will be glasses. Yeah, safety glasses. You can wear gloves as well, but glasses you will definitely need to stop dust and metal going in your eyes. So we'll put these on, and now I'll just show you how quick and easy it is to use this. Like I say, this is an Evolution belt sander with aluminium oxide belt. So this goes through metal very quick, and I'll just show you a short little example without speeding up of the video clip or anything at all. Just pop that there. Now I'll just bring this up close to the camera so it's easy to see. So as you can see, that is very quick. So if you are going to refurb your dashboard, I recommend you get one of them. Or if you're refurbing any metal with any rust or paint that you're going to redo, I recommend a belt sander. It is a lot easier and quicker. It doesn't take out the shape of the actual metal. It doesn't thin it very much like an angle grinder would be. So it's a lot easier to work with. So now we'll just put on the time lapse and we'll get through all this on this side so far. So cue the time lapse. Right, we'll pause it there because we now need another belt. Right, so we need to fit another belt because the other one snapped because of constant wear. So we'll fit another one. So far we've got the majority of it off. I am just going to decide to leave this cable on because it's going to take me absolute ages to get it off. The little screw is actually no longer a screw, it's just like a flat face, and to be honest I don't want to waste too much time taking it out. You can just drill it out if you wanted to. Like I say, it's just a retaining screw that just holds the front rubber in the handle. So now we'll just go over with the drill on the back piece and we'll cue the time lapse.